She thought he was just another charming stranger. But the moment she looked into his eyes, she had no idea her heart and her life was about to be stolen. The rain fell in delicate sheets, glistening on the city streets. Neon lights reflected in puddles, painting a kaleidoscope of color on Erika's umbrella as she hurried down the avenue. Her coat was drenched at the shoulders, shoes squelching in every step. She was late for her evening shift at the small but charming art gallery she managed, and the damp chill made her teeth chatter. She rounded the corner, nearly colliding with a man in a tailored navy coat. Books and papers slipped from his hands, spilling across the wet sidewalk. "I'm so sorry," Erika exclaimed, kneeling to help. It's fine," he said, voice calm but tense. His deep brown eyes met hers for a heartbeat that felt impossibly long. "I wasn't paying attention either." He had the kind of presence that made the world hush around him. Strong jaw, thoughtful eyes, but nothing ostentatious. He looked like a man you might pass on the street without a second glance. Yet Erika couldn't shake the pull she felt. As they gathered the scattered papers, Erika noticed the subtle details. A sleek watch glinting beneath his cuff, perfectly polished shoes, the faint aroma of expensive cologne mingling with the rain. "Thanks for helping," he said finally, standing. "I'm Lucius." "Erika," she replied, feeling her pulse quicken. There was nothing extraordinary in the introduction, but the warmth in his tone made her chest tighten unexpectedly. They exchanged a fleeting smile before parting ways. Erika didn't think much of it until the next day. The encounter replayed in her mind during her commute, as if the rain-soaked street had been a stage for some fleeting, perfect scene. And she couldn't explain why she found herself scanning every face she passed, half expecting to see him again. Later that evening at the gallery, Erika arranged the new exhibit, humming softly to herself. The door chimed. She glanced up. A familiar figure stood in the doorway, shaking off the drizzle. "Lucius, fancy seeing you here," she said, trying to mask her surprise with a casual tone. "I could say the same," he replied, hands in pockets, leaning slightly against the doorframe. "I'm interested in modern art." He walked past her toward a large canvas. She tried to focus on her work, arranging sculptures and lighting, but she kept catching glimpses of him. Tall, composed, undeniably intriguing. They exchanged small talk, laughter spilling into the quiet gallery. Lucius had an easy charm, a way of making her forget the world outside. Yet beneath the laughter, Erika noticed small, fleeting hesitations in his gaze, as if he were holding back something significant. As the night ended, Lucius turned toward her, an almost imperceptible tension in his posture. "I'll see you soon, Erika," he said, offering a fleeting, enigmatic smile before disappearing into the rain. Erika stood frozen for a moment, heart racing. Who was this man? Why did it feel like the world had subtly shifted just because of him? Later that night, Erika received a text from an unknown number. "I hope you don't forget me tomorrow." Her phone trembled in her hand. Who could it be? Lucius? Why now? Who do you think sent the text? Could this mysterious man be hiding a secret? Comment your guesses below and subscribe to Philia Heart. The next morning, Erika's thoughts were consumed by the mysterious text. She replayed Lucius' movements in her mind. His hesitant smiles, the way he lingered near the canvases, the subtle sadness in his eyes. Something about him felt off, like there was more behind those calm, measured expressions. At the same time, Lucius was navigating a world few could imagine. His penthouse office overlooked the city, sunlight glinting off polished surfaces, glass walls revealing the skyline beyond. But no matter the luxury surrounding him, he felt a hollow space in his chest, the emptiness only she seemed to fill. He had tried countless times to erase her from his thoughts, convincing himself she was just another fleeting encounter, but her laughter haunted his mind, her curiosity lingered in his heart. And now, after sending that cryptic message, he had committed himself to a path he couldn't turn back from. Erika at work. At the gallery, Erika tried to focus, but Lucius' presence lingered in her thoughts. Every time a customer walked in, Her gaze drifted to the door, half expecting him to appear. Hours passed. The evening drew near, shadows stretching across the walls of the gallery, and still no sign of him. Then the bell above the door jingled. She froze. Lucius, again. I didn't want to intrude, he said softly, removing his coat, letting the rain drip from the collar. But I thought it was important to see you. He stepped closer, his eyes scanning the room, taking in her surroundings, the art, her small, perfect gestures as she adjusted a sculpture. Erika's heart raced. Why are you here? She asked, trying to maintain composure. I need your opinion, he said, holding out a small sketch pad. I'm exploring an idea, and I can't stop thinking about how you would see it. The sketch pad revealed an intricate design for an upcoming gallery piece, elegant and meticulous. Erika's eyes widened, not just at the skill, but at the vulnerability in the lines, as though he were offering a piece of himself. They spent hours together discussing art, perspective, life. The conversation was easy, yet underneath it, Erika sensed a hidden layer, a complexity in him she couldn't yet reach. Every time she tried to ask a personal question, Lucius smiled, deflected, or changed the subject, leaving her with a strange sense of both fascination and frustration. As the night deepened, Lucius finally stood. I should go, he said, his tone unusually heavy. Erika hesitated. Is something wrong? He paused, gaze drifting to the window where city lights shimmered. I'm not who you think I am. Her stomach dropped. The words were so simple, yet so loaded. Not who she thought he was. What could that possibly mean? Before she could ask, he was gone, leaving only the echo of his presence and a faint scent of expensive cologne. Erika's fingers trembled as she touched the sketch pad. Something had changed. The man she thought she was meeting casually was hiding something massive, and the suspense gnawed at her, refusing to let go. That night, Erika received another text, from the same unknown number. Meet me tomorrow. All will be revealed. If you dare. Her pulse quickened. Was she ready to uncover his secret? Could she even handle the truth? What secret is Lucius hiding? Will Erika discover his billionaire identity? Or is there more danger ahead? Comment below your predictions and subscribe to Philia Heart. The morning sun cast pale light across Erika's apartment, but her mind was anything but clear. She stared at the sketch pad from last night, fingers tracing the delicate lines, yet her heart felt heavy. Not who I think he is. The words replayed like a broken record. At work, every conversation, every brush stroke of the gallery, felt hollow. Erika's thoughts kept drifting to Lucius. What secret was he hiding? And why did it feel like it threatened everything she had known about her safe, orderly life? She tried to convince herself to ignore it. Maybe I'm overthinking. Maybe it's nothing. But the mysterious text, all will be revealed, if you dare, refused to leave her mind. Lucius' perspective. Meanwhile, Lucius stood in his penthouse, the city glittering below. He had spent countless hours preparing for this moment. The truth he had hidden for so long. The identity he feared could push Erika away. He was a billionaire, yes, but not just any billionaire. His life had been curated to maintain secrecy, control, and safety. Revealing it meant exposing not only himself but the world he moved in: powerful enemies, invasive media, and relentless competition. Yet, Erika's presence had changed him. He no longer wanted distance. He wanted honesty, intimacy, connection. And yet he hesitated, knowing the risk of shattering her trust. Tension builds. Erika's resistance grew as the day wore on. Every time she thought about Lucius, she found herself caught between intrigue and fear. She admired him, yes, but there was an unspoken danger she couldn't ignore. Later that evening, she met her best friend, Camila, at a cafe. You look distracted, Camila said, placing a hand on her arm. I am, Erika admitted. It's Lucius. Something about him. It's like he's hiding a world from me, and I can feel it pressing against my life. I don't know if I should dig or leave it alone. Camila frowned. He sounds like trouble. Erika's lips pressed together. I know. And yet, I can't stay away. The dichotomy haunted her, her curiosity, her attraction, her fear. It made her heart race, her mind overthink, and her judgment falter. Lucius' attempt to connect. Later that night, Lucius texted, casual, light-hearted. But Erika felt the weight beneath each word. Are you avoiding me? Or is it fate conspiring against us? She didn't respond. She needed control over her life, her emotions. She couldn't let herself get swept away by a man whose very existence seemed untouchable, untethered from the reality she knew. Act 3 Cliffhanger. Suddenly, at the very moment Erika convinced herself to stay away, a sleek black car pulled up outside her apartment. A familiar silhouette emerged. Lucius. He was standing at her door, soaked from the rain, looking more vulnerable than she had ever seen him. Her phone buzzed simultaneously. Another text. I'm here. The truth doesn't wait forever. Neither should you. CTA. For viewers, what will Erika do? Will she face Lucius and his secret, or will her fear push him away? Comment below what you think, and subscribe to Philia Heart. The rain had soaked Erika to the bone. Her apartment's door was wide open, the warmth of the inside doing little to calm the storm inside her mind. She stared at Lucius standing in the doorway, soaked, dripping, vulnerable, and real. You came, she whispered, her voice trembling, equal parts anger, curiosity, and something she couldn't name. I had to, he replied, voice low, steady. I can't hide this from you any longer. Not if it's tearing you apart. Erika's chest tightened. His gaze held a sincerity she hadn't seen in the digital texts, in the brief cafe glances, in the carefully curated mystery. He wasn't just a secret billionaire. He was Lucius, the man who had captivated her in ways she couldn't rationalize. The rain intensified, lightning flashing across the skyline. Roads were flooded, streets impassable. Erika realized, with a sinking heart, that there was no way he could leave, and neither could she. He stepped inside carefully, aware of her space. The air was thick with tension, words unsaid, secrets waiting to explode. They were physically near, yet emotionally tangled, like threads in a storm. This is impossible, Erika muttered. Lucius didn't argue. He simply handed her a towel, his fingers brushing hers. The touch was fleeting, yet it sent electricity up her arm. You don't have to decide anything tonight, he said softly. Just let me explain, please. They sat across from each other on her small sofa. Lucius' presence was overwhelming. His calm, magnetic energy contrasted sharply with the chaos of the storm outside. I've been hiding my life from you, he began. Not because I didn't trust you, not because I didn't care, but because my world is dangerous. People want what I have, and I couldn't risk bringing you into it. Erika's eyes narrowed. Dangerous how? Are you exaggerating? He shook his head. No exaggeration. Board conflicts, hostile takeovers, the press. Everything I've built could crumble if the wrong person knew. She listened, conflicted, mesmerized by his honesty yet frustrated by the shadowed life she had glimpsed only in fragments. The storm raged outside, trapping them together in the small apartment. Lucius shared details of his day-to-day life, the delicate balancing act of wealth, secrecy, and personal safety. Erika found herself listening, captivated, her initial resistance wavering. For the first time they were in the same world, breathing the same air, forced into proximity. The tension wasn't just emotional. It was physical, a dance of closeness and hesitation, desire and fear. At one point, their hands brushed again. Erika's pulse quickened, and she realized. Being near him, hearing him, seeing the real man behind the billionaire facade, made the distance she had tried to maintain impossible. Suddenly, a loud crash echoed from the balcony. Both froze. Lightning illuminated a shadowy figure standing outside, staring in at them. Lucius stiffened. They've found us, he whispered, eyes dark with worry. Erika's heart pounded. She was trapped, not just by the storm, but by the revelation of the dangers surrounding him. Who is watching Lucius? Will Erika and Lucius survive this intrusion, or will the secrets pull them apart? Comment your theories below, and make sure to subscribe to Philia Heart. The storm outside had finally softened into a drizzle, leaving streaks of water tracing the glass windows. Erika and Lucius were still in the apartment, the tension between them thick enough to feel in the air. Lucius moved toward the sofa, taking a deep breath. His eyes, usually composed and guarded, betrayed a vulnerability that made Erika's chest tighten. "I haven't told you everything," he began, his voice low. "And you deserve to know, because what I'm about to say explains why I've been hiding so much from you." Erika shifted slightly, her curiosity battling the simmering anger in her chest. She wanted honesty, and he was giving it, finally. Lucius leaned back, the shadows of the room accentuating his serious expression. "When I was younger," he said, "my family wealth came with expectations. Immense pressure, constant scrutiny. Every decision I made was calculated for the business, not for me. And then tragedy struck." He paused, eyes distant. Erika waited, sensing the gravity. "My younger sister. She was kidnapped years ago. It was never solved. Since then, I've lived in constant vigilance, keeping my personal life separate. Every friendship, every relationship, it had boundaries I couldn't cross." Erika felt her breath hitch. The revelation cast a new light on the man she thought she knew. This wasn't arrogance or secrecy. It was fear born of real danger. "I had to protect everyone I cared about," Lucius continued. "And when I met you, I couldn't risk losing you to the shadows I live in." Erika's heart softened. She realized that his distance, his secrets were not about mistrust. They were about survival. And yet, it didn't erase the feelings of being left out, of not knowing the truth. "Lucius, all this time, I thought you didn't care enough to be honest," she murmured. "But now I see, you were trying to protect me, even from yourself." He looked at her, his gaze heavy with relief and longing. "Exactly. And now, I don't want to hide anymore. I want you to see my life, the good, the messy, everything. But I can't force you, Erika. You have to decide if you're willing to step into this world with me." They sat in silence, the room heavy with confessions and unspoken words. Erika's mind raced, her emotions a whirlwind of fear, curiosity, and undeniable attraction. She saw Lucius not as a billionaire, not as a man of danger, but as someone broken and trying, someone human. Her fingers brushed his as she reached for the blanket. The simple touch ignited a spark, one that neither wealth nor secrets could extinguish. But before they could breathe, a soft chime echoed from the apartment door. Both froze. Lucius' jaw tightened. "They're here," he whispered. "Someone from my world. And they're not here to talk." The door handle rattled violently. Footsteps approached. Erika's heart pounded in her chest. Lucius moved in front of her, shielding her instinctively. A shadow appeared outside the frosted glass of the apartment door. "Lucius, you shouldn't have let her see this side of you," Erika gasped. Danger had followed him inside, and now she was caught in the storm. Who has found Lucius? Will Erika and Lucius survive this intrusion? Comment your predictions below, and make sure to subscribe to Philia Heart. The footsteps outside the apartment door had faded, leaving an eerie silence. Lucius stood close to Erika, still shielding her from whatever threat lurked beyond the threshold. His hand rested gently on her arm, grounding her, anchoring her amidst the chaos. "Are you okay?" he asked softly, his voice low, almost tender. Erika nodded, but her chest still raced. She felt fear, yes, but mingled with a strange sense of safety she hadn't known she could feel around him. Lucius' presence was overwhelming yet comforting, a paradox that made her heart ache. Lucius guided her to the sofa, insisting she sit while he moved to the window, peeking through the blinds to ensure they were truly alone. For the first time, the barriers between them softened. "I'm sorry," he said finally, turning to face her. "For everything, the secrets, the distance, the walls. I never wanted to hurt you." Erika looked at him, really looked. She saw the man behind the billionaire facade, the one who laughed quietly when alone, who carried invisible scars, who longed for connection but feared the consequences. "I know you didn't mean to hurt me," she whispered. I think I understand now." Lucius' eyes softened, and he stepped closer. "Then let me show you the world I live in, not the boardrooms or the press, but the parts that are mine because of you, because of this connection we have." He knelt down beside the sofa, keeping his hands visible, showing no threat, just openness. "Erika, I've been so careful with my heart because I was afraid it would get broken, or worse, that someone else would get hurt. But with you, I feel like I can take that risk." Erika's breath caught. She felt her own walls crumble. "Lucius, I've never met anyone like you. I want to know you. All of you, the real you." And so they began to talk. Slowly, hesitantly, they shared parts of themselves they had kept hidden from the world. Fears, childhood memories, regrets, dreams. Laughter mingled with tears. Humility met vulnerability. Every confession, every small revelation, built a fragile bond. One that felt as dangerous as it did beautiful. As the night deepened, Lucius handed Erika a cup of tea. She sipped slowly, feeling the warmth seep into her bones. He touched her hand lightly, and their fingers intertwined naturally, almost effortlessly. "This," he said softly, "is us, right now. No boards, no press, no threats. Just us." Erika smiled, her heart fluttering. For the first time in months, she felt hope. Not the kind born of fantasy, but real, palpable hope. But just as they leaned closer, a sharp buzz of a phone broke the intimate moment. Lucius' expression hardened. "It's my assistant," he muttered, checking the screen. "They've found a lead, and it's bad." Erika's stomach twisted. Their fragile peace was about to shatter. But this time, she wasn't alone. She would face it with him. A message flashed on Lucius' phone. "They know where you are. Protect her at all costs." He looked at Erika, urgency in his eyes. "Erika, whatever happens, stay behind me. Trust me." What will happen next? Can Erika and Lucius survive the threat approaching their apartment? Comment your theories and don't forget to subscribe to Philia Heart. Act 7 will push their love to the ultimate test. The apartment was thick with tension. Shadows stretched across the walls, flickering from the soft glow of the table lamp. Lucius stood near the door, phone in hand, scanning the empty hallway outside. Erika sat stiffly on the sofa, her hands clasped tightly in her lap. Suddenly, a loud bang against the glass balcony door made her jump. Lucius reacted instantly, pulling her behind him, heart hammering. "They're here," he whispered, eyes sharp, calculating. Lucius' phone buzzed again. A text from an unknown number. "You think you can hide her? We've been watching." Erika's face paled. "Lucius, who is they?" He clenched his jaw. "People who want me out of the way. Money, power, and me gone." She tried to stand, her voice shaking. "Then why did you hide this from me?" Lucius' expression twisted in frustration. "Because I wanted to protect you. Every second I've spent pretending to be just another guy was to keep you safe. And now you're in danger because of me." Erika's eyes filled with tears. "I trusted you. I thought I knew you." The words hung between them, cutting sharper than any knife. Their fragile trust, the bond they'd spent the last act building, was fracturing. Erika turned abruptly, fleeing to the bedroom to collect herself. Lucius reached for her hand, but she pulled away, slamming the door. Lucius sank to the sofa, running his hands through his hair. He hadn't intended for it to come to this. He wanted to confess, to explain, to hold her. But every word seemed like a lie now. Outside, a car engine roared. Headlights flooded the living room through the curtains. Someone was watching. Someone was coming in. Erika returned, holding her phone like a shield. "Lucius, maybe I should leave. Maybe this isn't worth it. Maybe you aren't worth it." Lucius' voice broke. "Erika, don't do that. You think I wanted this? I've been terrified every single second. But my life is nothing without you in it. She shook her head, tears streaming. I can't be dragged into this. I can't. And with that, she grabbed her coat and stormed out. Lucius ran to the balcony just in time to see her cab pull away. He clenched his fists, rage and fear colliding. Then, a shadow moved across the balcony behind him. He spun around, only to see a masked figure sliding a small, ominous device across the floor. Lucius dove to grab it, but it activated with a blinding flash and a deafening bang. Glass shattered. Smoke filled the apartment. Lucius coughed, choking, and collapsed to the floor. He reached out blindly, calling her name. Erika! Erika, please! As the smoke cleared, Lucius struggled to stand. The door was ajar. The apartment was ransacked. And Erika gone. A note fluttered onto the floor, scrawled in a threatening hand. She's yours to lose, if you can survive. What will happen next? Will Lucius save Erika? Or has their love already been torn apart? Comment your predictions below and subscribe to Philia Heart. The night was cold, bitter, and unforgiving. Lucius sat in his sleek, dimly lit car, gripping the steering wheel so tightly his knuckles turned white. The streets blurred past him, but his mind was frozen on one thought: Erika. The note from the masked intruder had shaken him to the core. Every scenario ran through his head. What if she had been taken? What if she never came back? Every instinct screamed, go, save her. But a part of him hesitated. The dangers surrounding his life weren't ordinary. They were calculated, ruthless, and potentially lethal. He could chase after her blindly, or protect her from a distance. Every decision had consequences. If I go, I might lead her straight into their trap. If I stay, I might lose her forever. Lucius pressed his forehead to the steering wheel, his breath shallow, heart hammering. The world felt impossibly heavy, and yet, nothing else mattered except her safety and her heart. His phone buzzed. A masked number. Lucius answered cautiously. Lucius Hale. A cold voice hissed. You have until dawn to decide. Either she stays hidden, or she disappears. Lucius' jaw tightened. I don't care about the risks. You touch her, and you'll regret it. A pause. Then a mocking chuckle. Courageous, but foolish. Make your choice. The line went dead. Lucius' hands trembled. He thought of Erika, her laugh, the way her eyes sparkled when she believed in him, the gentleness she had shown in a world that was harsh and cold. He could stay in the shadows and protect her from afar, or he could step into danger and fight for the love that had consumed him entirely. Every second felt like an eternity. Then Lucius did the only thing he could. He started the car. He drove into the night, into the unknown, with no plan but his instincts and his heart. Every street, every alley, every dark corner was a potential threat, but every step brought him closer to her. In the back of his mind, a single thought echoed. Love is never safe, but it is always worth fighting for. Hours later, he arrived at an abandoned warehouse by the docks. Shadows clung to every corner. Lucius' breath misted in the cold air. He could see movement, two figures arguing, one clearly restrained. Without hesitation, Lucius sprinted forward, every fiber of his being screaming. As he closed the distance, the intruder turned. A tall, masked figure wielding a metal rod. Lucius didn't hesitate. He dove, striking, tackling, fighting. His every move was precise, fueled by desperation and love. Finally, the masked intruder fell unconscious. Lucius reached for Erika, pulling her into his arms. Her eyes met his, equal parts fear, anger, and relief. Lucius, she whispered. I thought I lost you. Before he could respond, a chilling voice echoed from the shadows. You may have won this battle, but the war is just beginning. What do you think will happen next? Will Lucius and Erika finally be safe, or is the danger far from over? Comment your thoughts below and subscribe to Philia Heart. The dawn broke over the city, painting the skyline in shades of gold and rose. The warehouse that had been a stage for fear and desperation the night before now seemed almost serene in the morning light. But Lucius and Erika knew the calm was fragile. Erika leaned against him, still trembling, as Lucius held her close. His arms were her sanctuary, a promise that no matter what happened, he would never let her face danger alone. "I don't ever want to be apart from you," Erika whispered, voice quivering. "No more secrets. No more hiding." Lucius cupped her face gently, his thumb brushing away a tear. "Then we won't. From now on, nothing will come between us. Not wealth, not danger, not anyone." Her eyes searched his. "Even your world, the one that scares me sometimes?" He nodded. "Especially my world. You've seen the truth, Erika, and you still chose me. That's love. That's trust." Lucius had called in trusted allies overnight to secure the warehouse, ensuring no lingering threats remained. Every measure was taken to protect Erika, but he also knew that life would always carry risk. Yet, for the first time, he didn't feel fear. Love had anchored him. Erika's hand in his made him braver than any plan or strategy ever could. They walked out of the warehouse together, the morning breeze carrying the scent of possibility. Every step felt like freedom, every glance between them a reaffirmation of connection. Days later, Lucius invited Erika to a charity gala. The world knew him as a billionaire, but tonight was different. Tonight, he introduced Erika not just as a guest, but as his partner. Cameras flashed, whispers rippled through the crowd, and Erika felt her heart swell. Not from the grandeur, but from the confidence in Lucius' eyes. "I want everyone to know," he said softly, leaning close so only she could hear, "that my life is yours now. All of it." Her smile was radiant, genuine, fearless. "And mine is yours, Lucius. All of it." They stood together on the terrace, overlooking the glittering city. The chaos of the past week felt distant, almost unreal. Every trial, every secret, every fear had led them here, to a love that could withstand anything. Lucius wrapped an arm around Erika, pressing his forehead to hers. "We survived the shadows," he murmured. "Now it's our time." Erika nodded, feeling the warmth of security and affection radiate from him. In that moment, she knew their story was only beginning, but this chapter was theirs. As they gazed at the sunrise, a black SUV rolled past the terrace below. Lucius' eyes narrowed instinctively, but he let out a slow breath. Today it didn't matter. Today love was stronger than fear. "For now," he whispered, holding Erika close. "What do you think of Lucius and Erika's journey? Will their love truly conquer every challenge?" Comment your thoughts below, and make sure to subscribe to Philia Heart for more billionaire love stories that will keep your heart racing. Thank you so much for watching my story all the way to the end. Your support means everything. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts.